This is one I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's Radiohead. As a matter of fact, it's just Thom Yorke, vocalist and guitarist from Radiohead. Hi, Thom.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Current album, The Bends from Radiohead. It's great. It's an awesome record. And do you want to start off the show with something from that or a new song?
No, I'll start with the last song on the album.
That's Thom Yorke from Radiohead on Just Passing Through on HFS, and Street Spirit. That's the final song on the Bends album, and that's actually a single that's out in Europe right now with some really great B-sides on it too. So
yeah, the B-sides, we're really proud of those actually.
I love song number 3. Ooh,
yeah,
good song. Actually, aside from the Bends, Thom, which has been out for about the last year, you guys also made a contribution to an album that came out called Help. The song was called Lucky. For everybody that doesn't know about it, tell us a little bit about the album Help, what the charity was for, and maybe you can play the song for us too.
At the time when it first happened, it was a few bands wanted to, in that awful way, you know, sort of do some sort of gesture and make a record for the thing that was going on in Bosnia, because it seemed that the sort of general apathy had prevailed every section of society, and no one really gave a damn. But then someone hit upon the idea of recording all the bands going to the studio on the same day, recording on the same day, and then have the record out by the end of the week, which is from an old John Lennon quote. So that got everyone excited, and all these bands wanted to do it, and so on and so on. It ended up being for the War Child charity, which was specifically for, you know, the children that had been infected, lost their families and so on. We had one particular song called Lucky that we had kicking around anyway, so we decided we were going to put it on this record, because it was a chance for us to record it anyway. And most people either were doing, you know, they were doing covers or written songs specifically for it. They did actually manage it. We turned it around the whole week. We all went in on the same day, and by the end of that week, the album was out.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was really good.
Really cool.
But on the day of doing it, because obviously we had to publicise it, we sort of said, okay, yeah, a few TV crews can come along to the studio, you know. And so we spent the first 5 hours doing interviews, thinking, we've got to do this song at some point.
We're here to do a song, aren't we? All right, well, do you feel like doing it right now?
Yeah, I'll do that one now.
This is Thom Yorke from Radiohead on Just Passing Through on HFS.
I'm on a
to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
No, I think you're just saying that. No, I love your record, The Bends. You know what else is kind of actually really cool about the whole thing? Every video you guys have put out from it is so great. I'll bet you hear that a lot, don't you? You're sick of hearing it.
I'm fine with it, actually, you know, because we went from being the band that absolutely hated videos to being really, really into the idea.
Do you get really involved with it as far as what you want?
Actually, I mean, only in the sense that I'm actually the one who calls the director and stuff. I mean, it's a really weird system. Within the music industry. You know, most artists have people that just go out and find them video directors and do all the work. Whereas the person that we work with is a very close friend of ours, and we said to her a while ago that we wanted to work with people who would, you know, sort of would not normally work in that field. After we worked with Jake Scott on the first on Fake Plastic Trees. We sort of got off on that, but the thing that we sort of resented was the fact that we had to pay so much money, and like he was so experienced, and it was sort of very intimidating. So we wanted to sort of basically work with people who hadn't really done much before. Like the guy from Just hadn't done any pop videos at all. He'd made this really beautiful short film that we saw.
And he works for pizza or...
Well, I mean, he just left film school, so, you know, he was
It's a great video. As far as the end of it, where it's left open-ended what that guy said. Yeah. Will you ever tell?
No. I mean, it's sworn secret. I mean, part of the whole point of the video idea was that we would retain this secret forever, which was great. Which obviously we thought was a wonderful idea.
Well, also the video for High and Dry. That was.
I was really into
great too.
Because we reshot that one. We were very unhappy with the first one. The second one was actually. I mean, the amount of involvement we had in that, again, was very minimal. You know, in fact, I remember the first thing we ever said, once we'd chosen who we were going to do it with, Paul Cunningham, we said, actually, we don't want to really be in the video, if we have to be in a video, you have to come around to our house and film us in bed.
Well, Thom from Radiohead is our guest tonight. Do you feel like doing High and Dry right now?
What's High and Dry? Never heard of it.
Very nice. It's High and Dry. Thom Yorke from Radiohead on HFS on Just Passing Through. And Thom, so you guys have toured the U.S. a number of times. What's it like for you? I mean, what's the thing that you like the most about the U.S. touring, or the thing that's the most quaint or charming or annoying, for that matter?
The thing I hate about it is it's such a big place, and so it's really, really been very, very difficult on this record, because what I hate about it is the fact that the legacy of the previous one and so on, and the fact that we've just had to work insanely hard to even make any impact at all. But you know, that's life. I mean, at the moment, it wouldn't really matter where I was. Whether I could be, you know, in Iceland, anywhere. I just sort of want to be at home, actually, and that's it, you know. So what do I like about America? I like the fact I'm going home in 5 days.
What's that one called?
At the moment, it's called Motion Picture Soundtrack, because I thought that would be a really good way to get on MTV.
I can see that, sure, all right. That's a new song from Radiohead. Thom Yorke is our guest on Just Passing Through on HFS. Will that one wind up on the new record, Thom?
I sincerely hope so, because that's one of the ones I'm most proud of. Just because of the melody, you know. It's one of those ones you wake up in the middle of the night singing it in your head. Well, you do if you've written it, I suppose.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being our guest on the show tonight. We're going to wrap things up, I guess, with one more song.
One more song.
One more song. But before you go, actually, you've been on tour with so many different bands over the course of the Bends. Just wanted to ask you really quick, who have been some of your favorite people to hang out with that you played with in other bands?
You know, I mean, R.E.M., considering they're, you know, are my ultimate heroes.
And they're huge fans of yours, too.
Yeah, it's this disgusting mutual appreciation society, which nobody else should see, because it's really foul, you know. We did this gig in Seattle, and like they threw a party for us in the club that Stephanie, Peter Buck's wife, runs, and it was you know, it was really good. I mean, it's just so nice to sort of see them again, and you forget the fact that they're R.E.M., and you'd be sitting there and you'd be talking to Peter Buck, and you're talking about whatever, you know, talking about they're making their album at the moment and things. You think, yeah, but your album's going to be completely huge, you know, you're going to be... And I'm sitting there going, yeah, it's really difficult to tune Rickenbackers or whatever it is, you know.
Thanks a lot, Thom, for being on the show. And what would you like to close it out with?
Well, you know, the Fake Plastic Trees.